with Piers Morgan and Susanna Reid.
Reassurance, you know, when you're wearing...
It's here is your political editor, I know,
It's about the trade. It is, you know, it is political. Ranveer, thanks very much indeed. We'll talk to you later on. The first British human trials of a coronavirus vaccine will begin tomorrow at a facility in Oxford. Our chief correspondent, Richard Gaisford.
And by the way, John Major, David Cameron, well, it will be bringing in the military right now, be operation over there, for example.
And on the other hand, of course, at the same time, as Tony Blair said, there are a lot of serious people who are offering, seem to be being listened to.
Well, I wondered if he was saying...
Criticising. He's actually, I mean, he's very measured.
No, very measured.
This task
Obviously,
is.
Tony Blair...
Yeah.
I mean, it was...
They are NHS workers at the Conquest Hospital in Hastings, and they celebrated as a member of their nursing staff left critical care at Norton. Jonathan, what is the current update on this vital PPE, hundreds of thousands of gowns that we've ordered and other equipment from Turkey? There is a dispute, isn't there? And we tried to get to the bottom of it yesterday with the minister, but unfortunately he didn't know the details. How many more details do we have now about when the government ordered this shipment of PPE, why it was held up for so long, and what has finally released it? What you can't deliver. That's the problem about the trust between the people who are suffering from this and the government that they trust to do the right thing. You know, he could have said, we'll deliver 35,000 tests a day by the end of the month, and people would have felt...
Or just say...
Where do you think, Tony Blair, that the government has gone wrong, particularly over PPE and testing? Because... you know, people don't want to necessarily make this political, and Labour Party has been pretty supportive overall. Is it just that the crisis has overwhelmed the government, or would you say that they simply didn't get prepared early enough? Now, care workers were very late when it came to being prioritised for testing. And we were speaking to our correspondent this morning, Paul Brand, who has made this a sort of specialism currently during the crisis. And I want to just put a couple of points that he raised to you directly. What is going on currently with testing? We've been promised 100,000 tests daily by the end of the month. You have 8 days to get that in place. Currently, we are... absolutely, we're not even near half of that. He was talking about one particular care manager who said in order to get his carers tested, they needed to do a 5-hour round trip. How are we in a situation where care workers who need to be tested for COVID are making round trips, or in that case, I'm sure not making those trips?
So...
In Britain with Piers Morgan and Susanna Reid.